Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I am a crochet artist and handmade candle artist. I do events and markets and I sell my things online and I take any custom order no matter how big or how small. So that is who I am if you are new. So for today's video we are going to be doing a Q&A style video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different, so it's going to be a Q&A while crocheting things we haven't crocheted before. So I've realised I've never done one of these style videos and some of you did ask the same questions and I'm getting a few more followers now, so some of you did ask some questions, so we're going to answer those questions now. But I've tried to pick out a handful of questions so it's not like a long boring chit chat video, and I've also tried to I'm involving crocheting in this video because obviously it would be a bit boring if I just sat down and spoke. So yeah, we're gonna answer your guys' questions while we crochet things we haven't crocheted before. I am on the hunt currently to crochet 3 different outfits. There's 3 different outfits I want to crochet for my partner's birthday because we have a little event that we're going to, I believe, and I want to crochet my top for that. So it's going to be what we're crocheting while we answer your questions. We're going to be doing this one first because I feel like this would look super cute half and half. So we're going to do half black, half lilac, mainly because we just don't have green. Green looked stunning, but we don't have that green, and those are the 2 colours that we have the most yarn of, so we're going to do them. Also, it took me so long to figure out how to get this started and what the stitches actually are, so we have made a little start on the black side and it is going right. It's freehanded, so it might not turn out looking the exact same because it is freehanded, so yeah, but we're going to try our best. Couple disclaimers first, a little nail check because they are so cute. They're probably like my favourite set, like green and black marble with other colours in there, but they're so cute. And kind of sick. I don't know what's going on, but my throat has been in a lot of pain for the last few days, so my voice isn't gonna be the greatest, isn't gonna sound the greatest or sound normal because yeah, I'm sick. I don't know what's up with my throat. I don't feel sick. My throat is just not there. There's something up with it, so yeah, we're just gonna leave that there. But please bear with me and I won't have the worst voice ever, hopefully next video. A few people put this, so I've gathered it was probably a question like multiple people, a lot of people wanted to know, and maybe it could help others. So first question is, how did you go about starting your business and what sort of did you do? Some people said, how did you start it in a small space, etc. So I'm going to start from after I crochet because there's a couple questions about when I started to crochet and like when I learned to crochet, so I'll start from after I started crocheting for now and then I'll get into when I started for the other questions. But I started crocheting, I got into my business, so I already had some crochet bits, and some people basically said to me, if you made that I would pay you for it, or I know someone who wants one of these, but we'd happily like pay you for it, pay you a bit of money for it if you wanted. And I was like, oh, okay, so people do like buy this stuff. I had like plushies and stuff made, and I was sort of teaching myself, so I already had like stock in at this point, so or stuff that I could sell at this point. So I was like, okay, maybe I could do this, and then I got into a couple YouTubers. One of them is called Refined Vibes on here. Yeah, Refined Vibes really helped me with when I started to do markets, and I did a lot of research with how she did it, etc., and went back to her first video, I think, and then watched from that onwards to see sort of how she did it. And then same with a little bit more recent than that, because I found her a while ago after I started crocheting. A little bit more recently to that, I started watching some other crochets. There was one other one I can't remember, so I really do apologise for that. But then there was also one called Tiani, which I think she's a more recent one, and she has really helped me with how to promote on YouTube and make YouTube videos. I started watching YouTubers, other YouTube crochet business people, and to see how they did it. And then with the help of my partner and confidence boost from my partner and a friend's help, we made a little logo. We basically sort of listed all the equipment we would need. So we started off with the simple stuff. So we made a logo. I trialed a few different shops and thought of a name. We did change names, so a lot of people know our dog as the big white monster because he is very excitable and loves people. We named the business the big white monster, like the BWM, and put that on tags, logos, etc. And that did well for a while, and then to like small community people, and then we wanted something a bit more catchier when I branded out and actually looked into shops and stuff. So we changed that name to what we are now, Cactus Crochet, which I personally absolutely love. So we basically got tags, business cards from shops first, because when I did not have the confidence at all, and I didn't want people making fun of me. I was so worried everyone, like people I knew, were going to comment on my videos if I did social media promoting. So I just started on Etsy, and I didn't really have any social media platforms for it. I did put up an advert, a little ad I made, a little poster I made to say that my shop was opening on Etsy, but I didn't really get much on Etsy. I didn't really like Etsy. It also changed its fees policy shortly after, so it didn't really work for me. So then I trialed Big Cartel, which I looked up videos of that as well, of how to make your own website. So, because I thought that would be a better way. So I did trial Big Cartel, but it had its limits. It was really fun. You could make your whole own website, and it was really fun. But you had to, you only got a few things for free, and I was on limited funds at this point. So then after trialing Big Cartel and Etsy, I trialed Instagram for a bit, but then there were some problems with me holding up my items and stuff, and I don't have hangers or space for hangers, and like models, so like mannequin bodies a problem because they said I needed to prove that it was me and my photos, etc. I thought that was a bit of a hassle, like a second party that I'm not giving credit to for me to sell on there, so that was a bit of an issue. So I completely changed. That was a Instagram like business page. So I then changed to what I use now, which I'm loving. It's amazing. I'm just using eBay. It sounds funny, but like it's working for me. It works for me. It works for other people. It is a good one to use. So there's actually no fees on it, and you can have up to 300 listings for free. I really suggest selling your stuff on eBay. It's so handy, and you get to have your poster and profile on there. It's brilliant. It's honest. And once I did that, I got in all the extra equipment I would need, so packaging stuff, stickers, business cards, and then after I realised, so after I did that for a bit, I didn't have much social media still because I was just switching over and I was still worried people were going to make fun of me. But like I said, I did a lot of YouTube research and I know that you needed to promote. So I just sort of grin and bear it and I jumped in head first, and I I made a Facebook, I made an Instagram, I made a TikTok, and I've recently been more active on this YouTube that I made, this YouTube channel I made for it. So those are the platforms that I promote on. I use Instagram and TikTok more than I use the Facebook page. However, I do still have the Facebook page, and yeah, working really hard on doing these YouTube videos and yeah, my TikTok videos and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I promoted more, and the more promotion I did, I found the more orders I got, and people that I was worried would make fun of me were actually ordering from me and like buying my stuff. So I was like, okay, why was I ever worried? Because I've not had anyone make fun of what I do, so like at all. So I don't know why I was so worried about that. And like I said, people that I literally thought from school that were gonna make fun of me, um, actually ended up buying stuff from me and like liking my stuff. So like I just jumped in head first at that point. As soon as that happened, I was like, right, get all the equipment and I need, get all the yarn. My partner bought me like crochet hooks and stuff, and I had like equipment. So yeah, I just jumped in head first and promoted my ass off, really, my butt off, to get as many orders as possible, and that's what I did. And then I also, so the YouTube channel Refined Vibes, her videos really helped me when I got into doing markets. I also did a lot more markets, which got me a lot more customers, and I did sell quite a lot on my markets. So the markets were really well. I had to research on them, and I was scared, but I dragged my partner along because every crochet girly drags their partner along to markets. It's just a thing. It's an unpaid job for them, but he really helped me, and yeah, he made me feel like it was massive wins every time I sold something. It was really sweet. Um, so yeah, that's how I did it. I just researched for the markets. If you are wanting to do markets yourself, I suggest you don't need it for every market, but big events ask that you have public liability insurance. You can just Google the cheapest and best one for you. I just Googled public liability insurance and went onto a secure one and bought the cheapest version. It's just so if anything goes wrong, you get compensated for that market and event. So yeah, it's just if anything goes wrong, your stuff and your business is compensated for anything that goes wrong. And I think the one I bought was only like 22, 24 quid, something like that. It wasn't too much. It's not like 50 quid or 100 quid, unless you add extra expenses on and extra coverages on, but you don't really need to. But yeah, so that's what I did. I just jumped in head first. So I already had stock. So I just made socials and trialed different shops and then jumped in headfirst with promotion and markets. And that's, I guess, what got me what I have now. So it is a lot of trial and errors. Don't worry if what you're doing fails to begin with. For a while, just keep at it and it will slowly grow because mine is slowly grows. So yeah, that's what I did. That's how I started my business. That's how I went about starting my business. And I'm sorry if that was a bit long. However, I wanted to give details in case other people are struggling with it. Question is, I'm putting two questions that I got separately together now because they just make sense. They'll be really short if I answer them separately. But the next question is, how and when did you start crocheting? So my partner, when we briefly lived at my partner's grandparents' place for a bit, and his relatives, he had a couple relatives he was really close to. So my partner's really anxious and he's really sentimental. Like things normal people would overlook, he takes extra care in like noticing little details and remembering little details and caring about a lot of things. He's super sentimental. He had a relative that he was really close to that knitted, and he wanted to make something and have something that was his and that his relatives would be proud of and he could connect with his relative over, and that was knitting. Knitting was something he really wanted to do, so he self-taught himself on with YouTube how to knit. He did try teaching me, and I think that was the downfall because one of his relatives now has a scarf with a hole in because he let me do a couple rows of it. But yeah, he tried to teach me and I just couldn't get knitting at all. So one Christmas, I think it was 2021 or 2022 Christmas, he knitted everyone's scarves. And I'm talking everyone in my family and everyone in his family that were giving presents to that Christmas. He knitted them all scarves. So because it was the only thing he learned, he self-taught himself However, he did colour changes, he did colour variations. It was pretty cool. He did different patterns, and he was amazing at it. Full credit to him. But I could not get it for the life of me. And then at the time, I didn't think you could knit yourself plushies. I know we actually ended up looking up like what is there a type of knitting you can make plushies or stuff, but the first thing that came up was crocheting. So I think that's originally where I found the YouTube channels. And I looked up on YouTube how to crochet. My partner bought me a crochet hook. I think he bought me 2 crochet hooks and some yarn, and I learned crochet. I completely self-taught myself from YouTube tutorials, and then I have a lot of plushies and beanies that are not plushies and beanies probably anymore, because there was probably a hell of a lot of mistakes on there, and they probably will fall apart at some point. Um, but they're things I'm keeping anyway, like not things I'm selling, but things I'm keeping, just to see how far I've come. But yeah, I completely self-taught myself from YouTube tutorials, and I suggest that's what other people do, because yeah, it's really helped me. And when did I learn? Like I said, I think it was 2021 or 2022 Christmas time. I was still working as a nurse assistant slash HCA. Started as a HCA, was working my way up to a nurse assistant. So yeah, that's how and when I started. Favorite order you have ever had? So this is a couple. I have a couple. Favorite order overall that I've had would be, the order was from someone else, but it was for someone that had been struggling with dementia, um, in a care home, and they just lost their dog, and that was one of the only things that they remembered. So I got the order to crochet them that. That's probably up there with one of my top favorite orders. I can't think of anything else. Hmm. I just I'm at a blank. I did really like the half black and half green fluffy top that I got an order for, but it was just a pain to crochet because it was my first time using fluffy yarn. So I probably have to say the dog. I think the dog was my favorite order to get. Yeah, probably the doggy. Um, I do like the lesbian flag dino plushies I did as well, but yeah, that dog just sentimental, and we love sentimentalness. So yeah, that's what we that's probably my favorite order. I'm just so happy I got to do that for someone, because I always wanted to be able to help someone and do something nice for someone in this like field if I got a big following, but I'm glad I got to do that even with a small following. So yeah, that was really sweet. And if you want to see it, there's a picture of it over on my Instagram. There's a picture of the actual dog, and then how I crocheted it, like the crocheted one. So yeah, really loved that. Next question is favorite item to crochet. So, this is probably going to sound really cliche, but like, I love crocheting custom orders. There's something about knowing that someone has, bought something off you that, um, like you're making something that someone has asked you to make because they trust you and they like your stuff and all. So like custom orders, whatever it is, I really like it usually. The next question is, what is your favorite yarn to crochet with? My favorite yarn to use is acrylic, and I know that's very controversial, but hear me out. So specifically chunky and super chunky in acrylic is my favorite, because you can put it in the washing, like you can wash it in the washing machine. So convenience. you can see the stitches, even black, you can see the stitches perfectly. It doesn't leave fluff or fur everywhere. It doesn't snap easy. It's chunky and super chunky specifically. You get, medium plushies usually, which who doesn't love bigger plushies? Um, Unexpectedly. If you're a slightly bigger person like me, then when you're crocheting clothes with it as well, then you know they're going to turn out the perfect size. Um, it doesn't, yeah, it's easy to work with. It doesn't snap, doesn't leave hair everywhere. You can it's washing machineable. It's fine to put in the washing machine. You can wash it and it will act as blocking. Most of it is UKCA tested, so it's just, yeah, it's convenient and it's cheaper as well. So there's so many reasons I love it and I use it for everything. It falls fine when you block it, usually. If not, you just block it again and wash it. Absolutely fine. Turns out fine. So yeah, so acrylic in chunky and super chunky is my favorite yarn to use, and honestly, the only yarn I use. I feel like I would like, the Flutterby, for example, type yarn, but it's more expensive and it leaves for everyone. I think it snaps easier. I don't know. But yeah, so acrylic in super chunky and chunky specifically, I love. So yeah. So next question is favorite project completed. My favorite project completed, not crochet, but specifically completed, is the Medusa tapestry slash blanket I did, because I hate the fact that it took so long, and I hate the fact that I'm still tying in the ends on it now. I still get compliments to this day on it from people, so that is gonna have to be. It's turned out beautiful as well, like turned out insanely pretty, really really nice. So, well, actually stunning. Like, it's gorgeous. It's a main piece now, but that is honestly probably my favorite thing that I have completed so far to this day, because I love it, and it was a semi-recent one too, so I've done some videos on it. Next question is favorite custom order to get, and honestly, this is going to sound so cliche, but I absolutely love getting any custom order, because knowing that you're making something that someone is buying and trusting you to make for them is amazing, feels great. Um, Anything new, I'd say. So maybe I've been getting a lot of Squishmallow orders recently, where people are sending me their Squishmallows to turn into tops and bags, etc. So probably them. Yeah, I'd say maybe them. They're fun to make. So probably Squishmallows at the moment, Squishmallow orders, Squishmallow tops, Squishmallow bags, those sort of things are my favourite custom order to get as of right now. From favourites to least favourites. So someone asked, what is your least favourite thing about crocheting? And I know I'm going to get so much hate from this by anyone who crochets and watches this, but my least favorite thing about crocheting is tying in ends. I cannot stand tying in ends. I don't like needlework at at all. So I don't put zips on anything I make unless it's a custom order and I have to. But I absolutely hate any needlework. I hate tying in ends with a passion. Absolutely cannot stand it. I will use my crochet hook to tie in my ends. So on all of the stuff I've made, I've used my crochet hook to go under stitches and pull ends through and tie ends in with my crochet hook. So I call it a crochet hook if you want, but I'm gonna call it a talent that I can crochet. I can tie ends in with my crochet hook, and I don't have to use a needle for like anything. But like, I have needles. I've bought needles for as part of my crochet equipment. I just personally, I don't like it. Hate working with needles, hate tying it in ends. So that is my least favourite. Someone asked, what is something I really want to make? So I have a whole camera roll of things that I want to make. Usually it's outfits, so I don't make myself enough outfits that I like. Every time I've made myself an outfit, I haven't really liked it. Apart from the frog top I've made, I really like the frog top I made, but I don't really wear my other outfits because I don't really personally like them. So I have a few photos of some outfits I want to make, so like really badly, because I feel like I'll like them. So I'll insert some pictures here. But yeah, so outfits, these outfits, stuff that I really, really want to make. And there is some tapestries I really, really want to make as well. So in general, just some tops and some tapestries I really, really want to make. So last question. Someone asked, do you have a business goal slash what is your goal, like overall goal? One of my main goals, or my next goal, is to be able to hopefully at some point get paid from YouTube, like make YouTube my job. Obviously, the business is my job at the moment, but I'd love to be able to monetize off YouTube as well, just because I do put a lot of work into doing videos and stuff like that, and I just, it would feel more real, I guess, but like it does feel like nice and good now seeing like my subscribers go up, but I'd love to be able to monetize because then I could do stuff like giveaways, I could do like give back to people, etc., more than I can now. So I'd love to be able to monetize off YouTube. That's my next goal. My next milestone thing or big achievement. I want to get a laptop. I want to get a laptop or computer, something like that. So things will just be so much easier than doing everything off my phone. So that is the last question, and that is the end of our Q&A. I didn't want to add too much in because we did spend a lot of time answering the first question, so I didn't want to drag this out too long and it be boring. So that is the end of our Q&A. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is how far we got. We got halfway through one side of the top, or most of it done, I'd say. So we did get quite a bit done of this, more than I thought I'd get done of this while talking. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and comment, and if you have any questions for future videos like this, comment them below. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your morning, midday, evening, night, whatever time it is for you when you are watching this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.